The current crop of Formula One drivers earn big bucks and doesn't mind splashing it around, the likes of private planes, mansions, yachts, etc. When compared to a handful of legendary racers from the past though, today's drivers just don't have a chance. One Formula One driver is rumoured to be worth about $1 billion. This is $100,000, and this is $1 billion to give you some idea of scale. This sum of money is just staggering. Who do you think is the wealthiest Formula One driver of all time? Don't leave just yet, it's not who you think it is. Alain Prost, a multiple-time winner of the Formula One World Championship, comes in at number 10. The Frenchman withdrew from the sport almost 30 years ago, yet he still made our list of the top 10 wealthiest F1 racers. The Professor was a top-tier race car driver in the 1980s. He held the record for most Grand Prix career wins until Michael Schumacher surpassed him. Alain gained a ton of money long after he retired from F1 as a racer by managing his own team, Prost Grand Prix, and serving as a technical consultant for his former employers McLaren and Renault. He is also said to have achieved moderate success as a stocks and property investor. The 68-year-old legend has a net worth of $100 million right now. Eddie Irvine, who raced for Ferrari in the 1990s and made around $74 million, comes in at number 9. What makes Eddie unique is that he had already amassed $1 million before he even began racing. Eddie got here in part through astute real estate investments. Today he owns 50 multi-million-dollar homes and apartments. Eddie Irvine has racked up a cool $120 million thanks to his work in Hollywood on films like The Prince and Me and the British TV drama The Race. 8th on the list is Mario Andretti, one of the most famous American race car drivers of all time. Only 3 other drivers, including the 83-year-old legend, have ever won races in Formula One, IndyCar, the World Sports Car Championship, and NASCAR. Reports estimate his annual earnings at $12 million. That's a lot of money, especially given that his final race was in 1994. Mario bought a vineyard in Napa Valley that now produces and sells over 30,000 cases of wine annually. He also owns a chain of 12 petrol stations across North Carolina. He now has a net worth of $192 million, which allows him to relax. Sebastian Vettel, a legend in his native Germany, takes the 7th spot. After winning 4 consecutive Formula One championships with Red Bull from 2010 to 2013, Vettel transferred to Ferrari, where he earns close to $40 million annually, per Forbes. He raced for the newly rebranded Aston Martin in his final years, earning an estimated $15 million annually. In addition to his millions from racing for some of F1's top teams, Vettel received hundreds of thousands, if not millions, through endorsement deals with companies like Shell and Casio. The Finger's 15-year F1 career was so successful that he amassed a cool $207 million in wealth. 6th on the list is Jensen Button, who won the World Championship in 2009. During his 17 years of racing, he only managed to win roughly 15 races, but he still managed to rake in a lot of cash, reportedly earning about $24 million per year while with McLaren. He is now an F1 commentator for Sky Sports, a senior advisor to his former Williams team, and an active investor in properties in the United Kingdom and Bahrain. Jensen has an incredible net worth of $222 million, while only being 43 years old. Kimi Raikkonen, one of the highest-paid Formula One sportsmen in the world, comes in at number 5 on the list. Kimi Raikkonen raced in Formula One for Sauber, McLaren, Ferrari, Lotus, and Alfa Romeo between 2001 and 2021. The Iceman from Finland earned up to $70 million with Ferrari over the course of his 2 decades in Formula One, more than current F1 drivers such as Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. Kimi's other passion is real estate investments. He has a $20 million fantasy home in Switzerland and a $24 million seaside mansion in Thailand. Kimi Raikkonen has a reputation for being grumpy, but at a net worth of $270 million, he has little to be peeved about. Niki Lauda, one of the most illustrious drivers in Formula One history, is ranked 4th. Although the three-time world champion's millions were earned while driving for Ferrari and McLaren, those sponsors aren't his primary source of wealth. He founded and sold 2 airlines and appeared frequently on screen. Does anyone recall his brief appearance in Rush? Niki Lauda died in 2019 at the age of 70. Despite this, he is still one of the wealthiest F1 drivers ever, with an estimated $295 million in assets. Only the 3 wealthiest Formula One drivers remain. Stop the video and leave a comment with your best guesses as to who they are. Then we'll disclose them and see how close you got. Ready? Fernando Alonso, a 42-year-old Spaniard, is ranked 3rd. Alonso has raced for Renault, McLaren, Alpine and now Aston Martin during the course of his multi-decade F1 career. When he won the 2005 Formula One Championship, he did so at the age of just 24. A year later, he won his 2nd championship and has since gone on to win 32 races in the Grand Prix series. At the height of his career, Alonso reportedly made up to $50 million each year. His current annual compensation from Aston Martin is something in the neighborhood of $5 million, and he makes another $1 million or so from endorsement deals with companies like Citibank, Pirelli and Adidas. Alonso is currently valued around $385 million. Lewis Hamilton, driver for Mercedes and a household name, is 2nd. The 7-time world champion, now 38, has a salary of almost $55 million a year, plus another $7 million in bonuses, and generates a staggering amount more through endorsements and other sources of income. As of right now, Hamilton has a net worth of roughly $440 million. But that still doesn't come close to matching the fortune of Formula One's all-time richest driver. Can you identify the person who this is? Michael Schumacher, the German racing legend. When the German superstar retired from Formula One in 2012, he held nearly every record, including 7 world championships and 91 race victories. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Michael Schumacher made over $1 billion during his career, with annual earnings of up to $100 million at his height. The Red Baron made $50 million annually from endorsement deals with companies like Shell, Mercedes-Benz, Ferrari and Vodafone. Even when he wasn't actively racing, he reportedly made up to $10 million annually for donning a Shell cap, and then a Deutsche for Monster Burton cap, among other headwear. As we've seen, Formula One is a lucrative career path, with hefty pay, endorsement deals and bonuses for winning races and championships, resulting in some of the world's wealthiest athletes. It's no secret that many F1 drivers have amassed enormous fortunes thanks to their success on the racetrack. But the interesting thing is that the money they make off the track is just as significant. Some of the wealthiest drivers on our list, such as Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton, have made more money from endorsements than from their F1 contracts because they are able to attract so many lucrative sponsorship and endorsement deals. This demonstrates the importance of establishing one's name as a household one in the world of motorsport. While it's true that not every F1 driver ends up a multi-millionaire, and that there are a number of elements that go into determining a driver's financial success, it's also undeniable that F1 presents an extraordinary chance for drivers to earn substantial income. We hope that this video has shed light on the immense wealth that can be earned in Formula One and its business side. Leave your feedback in the comments, and as usual, we appreciate you checking in and hope to see you again soon here at DRS.